pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry we were late. John's fault. District announcements. We had a great start to the year welcoming our students back into the classroom. You can feel the positivity and excitement in all our buildings. Check out our back to school photos posted on our Instagram page at troycsd.org. There's another thing on here, but I'm going to forget that. I went to a modified volleyball game last night, and it was absolutely awesome. It was so great to see kids playing a sport, kids being kids, and it's good to have a good start. And I'm so glad girls it's got a good sized team, and to top it all off, we won. You know, so I mean, and these girls had no idea how to play volleyball, and it was just a great game. And it was a lot of support. We had administrators there, teachers there, parents, two parents to every kid, you know. And Shaker was great. They all went out high-fiving each other, real sportsmanlike conduct. But more than that, it was great to see kids socializing again on a positive note. So, okay. So there are my district announcements, Teresa. Sorry I didn't read your sheet. Public input on agenda and non-agenda items. The Board of Education recognizes that it serves the residents of the enlarged city school district of Troy, New York. And so we encourage public attendance at our meetings. We also welcome your comments. We ask that you continue to limit your comments to no more than 5 minutes so that everyone who wants to speak has an equal chance to do so. If you are unable to finish your remarks during the 5-minute time frame, you can supplement them by submitting a written statement to the board clerk. The board regrets that because of time constraints, it cannot respond during public comment period to questions raised. We know that all speakers will display the courtesy and respect in their remarks that is emblematic of our Troy community, and we appreciate your input. Anyone have any comments? Okay, next is going to be, okay. Next is going to be John.
We're going to have Adam and his team do a capital project update. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about, Ann just mentioned the exciting first few days of school, and that's absolutely true. The positive energy from students and staff has been remarkable and really refreshing. There has been a glitch, as everybody is aware, I think. So I just want to address the transportation issue. We put something out yesterday to the students and to the community, or to the families and to the community, but just wanted to do it here publicly as well. So it's been a rough, remember this is still day 5 of the school year, but it's been a rough start as far as transportation goes. That's not exclusive to Troy. Understand that it was on the news last night. This is an issue that's happening across the state and even across the country. Massachusetts called in the National Guard to serve as drivers for their students because they're having such a bus driver issue. There are districts locally and one that I know of down in like the Westchester area that have gone remote for a couple of weeks because of bus driver issues. So this is something that it doesn't make it okay, but it's something that we're grappling with, that everybody is as well. We're really confident that it's not a long-term issue. It is a driver shortage issue right now, but we're told that there are 4 or 5 will be hired over the next week or 2, which will really alleviate some of the problems. And then the other major issue was communication, and we acknowledge that and apologize for it. And we have some plans in place that will help, I think, with that. In the last day and a half, we've tried to be more proactive, telling the community which buses will be late, and we'll continue doing that again for as long as it's needed. But we anticipate, hopefully, by the next week or so, that all of this stuff gets ironed out, and we'll certainly update the board as we move along. If there's there's no questions, then I'll turn it over to Mr. Oates.
Like over here?
Sure. I forgot we used to do that.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a long summer, and capital projects has been ongoing for quite some time now. And we thought it was time to come back and update the board in terms of our progress and what's been going on. With us, who is normally with us, Jeff West from UW Marks, our construction management firm, Henry Alvarelli, our clerk of the works, the guy who really gets some serious stuff done, and Bob Garland, who's our director of facilities. These guys are boots on the ground guys. This summer's been really amazing. We'll have some pictures up here and go over what we've done. Our mission statement to graduate students, college and career ready. It's always in the back of our minds. The facility, I always say, is a big part of that, and we have to make sure that's why we're doing what we're doing. Just to bring it all back into your memory banks, it's been a long time since the vote for this $56 million project. We voted in December of 2019, so that's almost 2 years ago now. A lot has changed since December of 2019. Yes.
Those are good old days.
Obviously, the pandemic, enrollments in our district have changed. Everything's changed. So we've tried to design the best we can for that, but it's definitely a different world. At the time, we had our building condition survey, which identified numerous needs. There was long discussion at the board level about what are we doing, how do we address those. And that was back in 2015 was the building conditions, am I right? 2015. We have another one coming up this year. Some of the highlights, I won't go far into this slide. School 18's HVAC, pool area, secure entry, no cafeteria. School 16, not ADA compliant, it has actually 4 different stories, no elevator. High school tech wing, we tried to replace the roof of that. A worker's foot actually went through it and was not structurally sound. It's been reinforced, and as part of this project to renovate the tech wing. We purchased a brand new building for the district, the old Neff Center on Short 5th in South Troy. That's now being renovated. School 14, add classroom walls as secure entry, renovate the pool area. Carroll Hill, windows and HVAC, and School 12, also repurpose the pool area and secure entry. So there was a lot in this project, and we're doing it. I always like to put the slide up because really we've been in perpetual capital projects since 2013, and it's been ongoing. There's been a lot of needs. Now with 9 buildings, some of which were built in the 20s and 30s, and so there's been a lot to do. These projects, Hank, take a look at these projects, and Bob, some of these were also the good old days of easy projects. Now they're super complicated and definitely very time consuming, but also very rewarding. The timeline of all the projects, we've just wrapped up phase 1, which was Carroll Hill, windows and HVAC. It's substantially complete. There's always things to button up, but that's pretty much completed. We're currently in phase 2, which is Troy Community School, School 14, and School 12. Phase 3 will be School 18, and then phase 4 will be School 16. So there's a lot still to do, and a lot of meetings to be had, and I'd say a lot of fun. It's fun in the beginning and then stressful at the end. So I like pictures because you may not get to every building every day, and sometimes it's nice to see what's happening. Carroll Hill, those are like storefronts, the brand new storefront windows in the lobby. If you remember before, they were almost opaque, difficult to see through, definitely not weather tight. Those have all been replaced. All the windows in the building have been reglazed, so now you can see out the windows. which is a pretty big deal when you're a kid and you're stuck in a classroom all day long. And then all the HVAC, was renovated in that building. Troy Community School, this is a year-long project to be completed in the fall of 2022, so this will be the last year of ALP and Mr. Canfield's program at School 12. It's currently under construction. On the right-hand side is, anyone who's familiar with the building, was a multi-purpose room that's going to be made all into classrooms. So they're heavy in construction. If you go in this building, which you probably won't, but it's almost good. You know, the gym remains and the exterior walls, and that's probably about it. On the left-hand side are some renderings as you come into the Troy Community School. That's the lobby area, and then this is looking back at the lobby area and the main office there on the right. It's very exciting, but it's also nice to have a year-long to complete the school project, which is somewhat abnormal. School 12, currently under construction. Right now they're doing pool demo, and guys, please feel free to jump in if you've got anything to add of what's going on in the buildings. I asked Mr. Canfield, make sure the jackhammering or demolition is not too loud. He said so far so good. One of the issues is parking at School 12. The construction is ongoing, taking up a lot of parking. Everyone's working with us, but it's definitely a difficult situation. But so far, everyone's been very happy. Beginning of the school year, and worried about snow in the future. But we will have a temporary front entrance at School 12. So we're making it ADA compliant, or ADA compliant, and a secure entry, which we really don't have right now. Right now, you just come right into the lobby, you're in the school, you're not really in a secure vestibule, so you'll be kind of screened by the monitor there on the right as you come in, and then buzzed into the full entry of the building. Again, that's a year-long project. It's really unbelievable that they're demoing the pool area almost by hand, right? Coming out with buckets of demolition debris. That's actually right here. It's kind of small up on the screen, but they're working on the bleacher section. And it's taking time. A very tight site. On to the big one here for the summer, School 14. Classroom walls in half of the building, the common areas that are created once those walls go up, a secure vestibule which will be done next summer. I put extremely difficult project, and that is the biggest understatement of the year probably for me. We've done, in my career, I've probably done 25 projects or so by building, and I think Jeff West said the same thing. This was a doozy. To begin with, it was difficult. We were ambitious. We knew we could do it, but with COVID, it was really almost. I didn't think it was going to get done. I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're not done. Let's say that for sure. It's habitable. Students are in there, and we're using it to start school on time, and that was our goal: start school on time. But we knew about, I don't know, a month and a half ago that supplies were an issue. They told us, you demoed the building, so you've got to move forward. But supplies were going to be an issue. It started with the floor, then it went to, what's that? Doors.
Windows, tile.
And some of the real issues are not unlike the transportation issues that Mr. Carmelo talked about, are you don't even know when something's going to be delivered. I mean, they can't even tell you. So you're trying to plan, you're trying to communicate, and it's on a boat somewhere. That's the answer. It's on a boat. What days are going to be here? When can the other contractor get in to finish the work? So that's what we dealt with. And really, especially tonight with everybody here, the amount of thank yous that are reserved for people you can't even name every single person. I think Hank and Jeff lived here, and I know other people did too. All Labor Day weekend was, dozens of people that were working nonstop. Throw on that I call it the COVID furniture coming back. You know, it was really unbelievable, and we should really be proud of what's happened. I know in the back, I have to say, Mrs. Cloutier, Mr. Rossi, they've really been through it this summer, and we were meeting more than I've ever met with Mrs. Cloutier. And I really want to tell her and her team thank you so much, because, you know, it was like, I'm like, I don't know when everybody's going to freak out, but it's coming. We got through it. There's still things we're getting through, and it's every single day. It's more information. How do we navigate this problem? And it's really a total team effort.
Can I just interrupt you for a minute?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody ever freaked out. That's the thing about, and I'd like to thank Karen and Dave as well. I mean, they kept them calm somehow. They kept themselves calm. Probably when Adam left, and I met with him a couple times too, when we left, they probably like threw stuff against the wall. For us, they were calm and like, we'll work on it. Hey, we got a plan. We'll do this. We'll do that. They never said, you know, I can't believe this is happening every single time. And so they presented that to their teachers, and the teachers have been fantastic in a really tough situation. You know, Adam already thanked Jeff and Henry. We can't thank them enough. That last weekend, we weren't sure. We weren't sure if we were even going to be able to get the kids in there. And these guys were working nonstop. Bob was there all weekend, Labor Day weekend. Miss Rounds was there as part of the capital project committee, getting updates. And Adam doesn't want to tell you, but came back from a family camping thing to make sure that School 14 got open. So he's right, the thank yous are too many to name, but I didn't want to make sure I didn't miss any of them.
Yeah, so it was really unbelievable. On the left-hand side is actually a rendering. It's not a picture. On the right-hand side is a current day picture. You can see we're still waiting on flooring. That'll be coming in shortly, and we've got a plan to get that done this fall for all of the renovated classrooms. I love the construction pictures. This was August 5th. So,
you should have showed that first. You wouldn't have to say.
Well, it shows you what happened in a month, and it was really unbelievable. On the left-hand side, I mean, they literally removed half the hallway in certain sections, because as you may know, there was ramps at 14, and in order to put walls and doors, you had to level out the ramp for proper access. You can't put a door or an entryway on a slanted floor. So those had to be taken out, new steel had to be put in. I'm sure I'm missing some things. They had to pour new concrete. All the infrastructure that runs through the floor had to be removed and put back. Really something unbelievable. Top right is essentially a cleared out, demoed cluster waiting for the walls that were put up here on the bottom right with all of the HVAC infrastructure to go along with it. And I didn't say, but our IT department was also part of that huge implementation of opening day. They came all weekend to get stuff up and running. We were worried, no phones, no MXs, no technology. It really total team effort. Some of the common areas, top right is a rendering of what a common area will eventually look like. On the left, if you're familiar with 14, used to go into a cluster, big open area with 4 classrooms. Now there's actually classrooms with walls, no doors yet. Those are coming too. But we're 90% there of actually having a secured room.
Once it's all done, we'll take the board over there and see. It's really going to be amazing.
Here's some additional classrooms just so you can get a feel for the traditional classroom instead of an open space with some pseudo walls built by bookshelves and other furniture. So I'm really proud. I hope everybody's proud of the work that's going in there. Now, any questions the board may have? Please anybody.
I just have to second what Adam was saying. Unbelievable output of support. Karen and Dave, I can't believe how calm you guys stayed through this. And Jeff, today's Jeff's wedding anniversary. He's sitting here. But thank you. I know that Bob, his staff, and everybody were right on. one was leaving at 2 o'clock in the morning, the next one was coming in at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's how the whole weekend, Labor Day weekend went. And when he showed you the pictures from August 5th, if he showed you the pictures from the day before Labor Day weekend,
I wouldn't want to show anybody those.
I know, to the, I mean, Karen, you couldn't even walk through the place. And then Tuesday it was open. So there was a lot of work, a lot of hard work by everybody, so.
Yeah. And Mr. Carmelo would always throw that in my face. Hey, we gotta talk about school opening, and he's like, we can and we will. And that's really how it went. All right. Thank you very much.
Great job, thank you.
That ain't his time about. That was the thing that he talked about.
Action items, motion on the floor for approval of minutes, one, consent agenda 1 through 5 for the minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A discussion? Should have seen that. Superintendent recommendations, human resource, and classified items from consent agenda items 1 through 11.
Second.
Discussion? On discussion, I'd like to thank Jennifer DeMarco, who's in our audience, for her time with us. We appreciate everything, and good luck to you and And Cohoes, you're going? You're going to Cohoes? Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
You're good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Classified items number 1 and 2.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Superintendent's recommendation programs, consent 1 and 2.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Superintendent's recommendation, business finance, motion on the floor for agenda item number 1.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Future meetings, October 6th, here, October 20th, school 14. And maybe we can get a tour. Well, the floors won't be in, but we can have a tour.
Maybe we should switch up.
Yeah, I know it, I know it.
Maybe
Maybe
we'll
we
talk,
should-
we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll push 14 later so we can get a tour. We'll switch them with someone later in the year. Is that all right with you, Mrs. Cloutier?
Yes.
November 3rd here back at the school. All the meetings again are going to be 6 o'clock. Motion on the floor, before we adjourn, we're not going to adjourn. Motion on the floor to go into executive session for executive session to discuss the employment history of individuals invited in will be board members only.
Second.
All those in favor?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.